So we're back at this shop. Yeah, it's technically a storage unit, but it's big. Anyway, I thought it'd be cool to do a rundown on what effectively is being known as the grandpa trucks, seeing as I have one. I have one and I love it. It's great. Now, why are they becoming so popular? Well, there's a hierarchy. There's sons, fathers, grandfathers. Now, who do you go to when things ain't working out and dad doesn't know what to do? Who does dad go to? Grandpa. Takes care of their stuff? Grandpa. And who knows what the hell's been going on in the world and knows what's going to be useful? Grandpa. Right? So what constitutes a grandpa truck? Well, typically that's just what people are calling anything that has a bed cap. But the mixture I'm calling is basically something that's a little bit better than base model, typically with chrome, and has the bed cap and a few other accessories. Running boards are definitely something they'll have, like stuff like the bed slide, which it's a truck, so it's full of stuff. But stuff like the bed slide is going to be in there. All right, tools, that sort of thing. And why are these trucks being sought out? Well, if you look, these trucks typically don't come with, now I've been driving this for a while, more than 60 to 70,000 miles for a truck that's made in 16. Has the Hemi, there's no check engine lights, no signs of frame damage, no rot, nothing. And these trucks typically, right in here, garbage, right? Typically in here, it's all, rotten, and there's nothing here, right? So, where do you find these trucks? Usually independent dealers. They're bought at auctions. You can go to auctions and get them. I got mine from a guy who's kind of like an auction direct type deal. He used to be part of a very large dealership, and they sold out a large portion of their dealerships, and they went to their primarily used stuff. And they have a small little sales group, one little lot, old school, very personable to deal with, and it's a great experience. I'd do it again. Now, another thing is, there's a difference between a farmer's truck and a farm truck. So this would be, I'd say this was a farmer's truck, just based on the region that it came from, and just the amount of mileage that are on it, that sort of thing. Typically, a lot of the guys out there are actual landowners, farmers, milk cows usually out in New York. Some cattle, but typically it's going to be pigs or dairy cows. What's the difference between a farmer's truck and a farm truck? Fire it up! Fucking never do.
You're not gonna fucking get in the back first?
I want to see this thing run. So a farm truck is going to be something you're going to be using to haul cordwood, scrap metal, pallets, manure, mulch, gravel, dirt, fence posts, animals, hay bales, grain, not large quantities, just feed grain type stuff. Really work on it, beat it up, and who cares? because if the missus to church on Sunday, then you hop in your farmer's truck. So Ford 9-inch. Got work to do, but I have a buddy who got a whole bunch of them, and I got to figure out mathematically if it makes more sense to rebuild this or buy his. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Alright, come on. Probably shouldn't. Come on, go inside. I was gonna take Molly for an adventure, but I don't want my dog to get hurt. So, the other day, I'm at work, we get a phone call. There's a gentleman who's got a couple engines. Not really anything we're interested in, and they do that thing they usually do, where right before they hang up, oh yeah, by the way, I got a couple of these, and sometimes you just gotta have it. So we're on our way to go look at a couple of Chrysler 413s and some other engines. The guy wants gone. So I don't know if he wants money. I don't know what he wants. I really know absolutely nothing about what is going on. So we will see what goes on here. The guy was very, very concerned when I told him I have a cap with a bed slide, so that'll be interesting. Alright, so we made it to our undisclosed location, and this place is cool. I love old marinas like this, you know, boats all around. But more importantly, this is what we're looking at. Big block Chryslers, distributor in front, their points, and AFBs. So I'm thinking these are something like 60s. So the guys are gonna pull them out, and I'm gonna undo all the linkage and pull everything I can off for them, and then I'll just take the rest. Sweet. Alright, so we pulled the dipstick on this thing. And clean it off, put it back in. And she's full. They both supposedly roll. Okay, now that I don't know what to make of. That is a little alarming. The only thing that I'm hoping for is if the oil is too much because the transmission is sometimes fed off the mix. had to check this out on the property. This used to be a yacht club. It's an old barge. You can see it's tied in case it floods because they get lifted up. I guess people have broken in. Recently, I guess. But I guess there was drinking and gambling at one point in this big fucking thing. And I was told to get in to the club, you had to buy your rights, and your rights were a $200 bar stool, and then you can come over whenever you wanted. Very nice. Hell yeah. Ugh, I'm exhausted. It's 5 in the morning. What the hell am I doing working at 5 in the morning? No, I didn't just get here. I've been here since 10 o'clock. Working on the charger for you guys. Mostly for me because I'm going to drive it. But for you guys too. What have I been doing? Well, we got all the front suspension all dialed in. We ended up replacing every single rubber bushing in that front suspension because I don't know about you, but I don't trust rubber that's been in a car since 1972. Even if I were to replace it with rubber, hell, the rubber they have now is a lot better than the rubber they had back in the 70s. I mean, that's... So, as we round the corner from washing my greasy little hands so I can drive home and listen to the noisy vending machine, we will be greeted by a truck that, I keep forgetting the back is open when I leave here. So that's an issue. But we got a lot of parts on order. We got the bushings for the lower control arms. The lower control arms I took to work, and thank God for having a shop blaster. We're also going to, at work, weld some stiffening brackets to the lower control arms, because right now they're just two pieces that are shit you not riveted. Add some gussets to it. Yeah, we're going polyurethane, so that's the bump stops for the bottom. Let's see what we've been doing all day. So, I reset the lash on the bearings because I did them in the dead cold of winter, so they were loose. New upper bump stop. The ball joint was not done by me because it takes a specialty socket. What I did do is I pressed the old ones out, made my own little press, and then I had a shop press those in, which my boss was like, what the hell, we can do that here. Put new Moog front suspension components on. These I'm really happy about. I finally got the QA1s in, and as you can see, there's like a heim joint so they can go up and down, and you can thread them in and out so you can set tension on your lower control arms. The sway bar, I did not put the end links in yet just because I figure that's something we should wait on. Yeah, for now we're going to run the stock little chintzy little deal, but it's better than nothing. Maybe we'll save up, throw a new one in. But for now we got new polyurethane in there, holding them up. And then underneath the car, torsion bars is still kind of hanging half in there because that's something I don't really feel like touching right now. It's kind of a pain to pull them out. It's not that hard, it's just one of those things that's just, ugh. So,
yeah, we're just gonna we'll pull those out when we get the new ones in. We're going from, I think those are like a 9 something, 986. I'm probably wrong. It's probably like a 860 or something like that. But we're going to a 1 and 13 thousandths diameter, which it's probably like inch and a, right? Be inch and a quarter, eighth, inch and an eighth. So they're going to inch and an eighth. They probably just rounded up, say 113. So they're probably 112s, 112 and a half. But regardless, without me rambling, lower control arms are going to be welded together. We're going to press the bushings in, put new bushings in there. I got to clean up the lower pins, the pin that lets the suspension kind of do that. And then we got to sift through my collection of Mopar torque converters. Yeah, I should probably just buy a new one, but whatever, I have stuff. And then we're going to slam that big deal into the car, because 727s are like almost always fine. That one. Yeah. Take a drink. Everyone needs a Yeti. But, yeah, 727s are like almost always fine. Big, heavy internals. At some point, we do need to sandblast the Ford 9-inch. I'm not going to do it. There's a guy who will do them. Fairly reasonably priced, I'm told. We're going to have to mount the gas tank, but I want to weld the rears in. And then wiring and clean out the car. Run fuel lines. Finish the brake lines. Take more drinks. And then this little doohickey is going to allow me to take the big heavy fucking booster I have, which isn't even the right one. It's out of a truck. Yeah, that's out of a Mopar truck. And it will let me run, well, two things. One, this is heavier duty. This is like out of an 88 Diplomat, I think, covered in hair from Molly. Puppy doog. Lightweight plastic and everything else, which, yeah, it's wrong, but who cares? And then we're going to have no booster. And you might be like, oh my god, you need a booster, holy crap. And look at the bore size. So the bore size and the length of the pedal and how beefy the pedal is, I'm not going to worry about that. Just for the simple fact that everyone else, like, it's a huge thing with Mopars is because the big blocks and everything, they stop awful. They're horrible. Like, horrible is what I'm told. If you try to build a big engine, obviously you're going to want to put a bigger cam in, all the vacuum's going to the cylinders, and if you try to run, let's say like 8 pounds of vacuum or something like that, 10, in certain cases the motor can't support that, and it just will either ignore your brakes, and they'll be manual anyway, or it'll try to stall or kill the car. So, big hot rod thing that people do, go with Hydraulic Master that has no vacuum booster. You don't really need them. don't go unbolting that shit from your car because it was engineered by someone. Yeah, he said when he ignored his own advice. Yeah, we gotta clean out the interior again, but we're not gonna worry about that for now. Exhausted. Did a lot of work. Put both sides together. We're gonna run factory rubber. We're gonna run factory rubber dust boots on the bottom ball joints, just because I don't know where they are. I don't know where the polyurethane ones are, and they're brand new Moog ball joints all the way around, lowers, uppers, everything. So shouldn't have any damn problems. I didn't skimp on the suspension. Well, I didn't spend $1 million on the suspension, but I didn't ignore it either, which is a good thing because when I pulled all those bushings out, there was not a lot left. Imagine if you take dough, like you're making sugar cookies, and you roll them out, how thin they get. It looked a lot like that. Or Play-Doh. If you roll Play-Doh out, they look like that. But my voice is all gravelly. I'm all shiny and sweaty because I've been working on this thing. Yeah, you didn't get to see it because I got deadlines. Not really. I'm not gonna. We're gonna lose the shop. We're gonna lose the shop. We're gonna lose the shop. What else? At some point, I get a wiring harness that I gotta throw back in here and wire the rear tail lights. Yeah. So that'll be fun. But I could do that today. Not gonna do that today. Also, we gotta weld in. We gotta cut and weld in the rear tubs. I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with the tubs. I should probably vacuum all this garbage out, just 'cause reasons. So, yeah. Other than that, though, it's a pretty successful day of tinkering. So, we shall return after these messages. Alright. So what's this?
A 79 Honda CB 125S. Cover's mint. What do you want to know?
Well, what sort of engine are we running here?
Technically a 124cc, but we call it a 125 here in Japland. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I redid my gas tank. It's a little dusty, don't mind it. Ew, what the fuck is that now? Okay, it's a little dirty. But I don't know if you can see the lace detail. Oh, that's me. Hi.
Scaly lace. Hell yeah.
Yeah, what we had done to it was the previous person that owned it, sat for 30 years, first of all, 30, 20 something, whatever, or in between 20 and 30 years, but, the guy laid it down, so that's why I got a new paint job in, because this was all creased in over here. Don't mind the dog hair on there. in the paint. But this was all creased. The fork stop was busted, so we got that welded. Put my headlight in. This was all busted out, so we got a new one. Hard as shit to find, let's just say that.
Kept the original ring.
Yeah, well, fuck it. But all these had to be done, like the screws, all the screws and shit that's in there. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'll give her a kick, get her going. Yeah. How do you start this machine there?
So what we do, I think we gotta prime it. That's what we do, I guess. Turn the fuel on. Don't do the key yet. Cause, oh yeah, make sure my choke's up. Wherever that went. You know, they do it all backwards. Where the fuck is it? Oh, it's up already. It's fine. And then what we do, we give her a few kicks. Just to, like, Axel's already running. He's all in the front yard. I feel bad. But yeah, so we do that. Turn my key on, which is up here. Sure, she's a neutral.
Nooch.
Nooch. And the hooch.
Nooch and nooch.
I wonder if it will start.
There you be.
Fuck. Miles are on it, though. All original.
Light hits.
Huh?
Scraped up. Don't drop your bikes, folks.
I crashed it. Give her more air, that's what you need. Fun. Just run now.
No. It's not a two-stroke though, right?
No, I think they are.
It's a two-stroke.
They're only 125. I forgot what the website said. Everything rattles. I think the website said it was four. Is that a thing for a bumper like this? Four. I'm about to come around.
All right.
Nobody wants to die.
Hell yeah, boys. We're on our way to go get a big block!
Alright, and welcome to Jackass.
Fuck.
What am I doing? What am I doing?